Hi guys, I'm Jason,
I'm Jessica.
and we're the Kings. We just recorded a 30-minute rambling in our first video. We haven't watched it yet, but enjoy. We're probably going to go cringe. Enjoy, guys. I'm way better looking than you.
Shut up.
Hi, I'm Jason,
I'm Jessica.
and we're the Kings. Look at Smokey. He looks like cross-eyed mad.
No, he doesn't. He's pretty. He's pretty.
Anyway, we're the Kings. We're going to start a YouTube channel showing how we, I don't know, what are we doing? Not really a homestead.
We're not homesteading, but
A farm.
kind of farming our land a little bit, yeah.
We've been here for 3 years. Both of us grew up in the country. Both of us become city mice. I work for an energy company in Tulsa.
I'm a teacher.
And
Kindergarten.
I guess last year we kind of dipped into bees, which led us into flowers and forage for the bees, which led us into gardening and growing for ourselves and looking into self-sufficiency.
Which was all caused by us staying home because of COVID. Like,
That was the start of it.
yeah. The time we had.
The time we had and looking at the time we wasted. So we got big plans for this year. We're going to put in a hoop house. We're going to grow a ton of vegetables and build the bee population up. We've got 10 hives now. Actually, I think we have about 8. 2 of them were looking not great going into
We did good, though.
fall.
As far
We did.
as,
We
like,
started with it. We actually bought
started
2.
uh-huh.
2 nukes. And
Well, we
caught,
started with 2 swarms,
well, 3 swarms. We caught 3
swarms,
swarms.
and then we've got some nukes,
And we
and
split
we doubled
them.
it basically.
Yeah, we got up to 10. So this year we're going to try it and at least get up to 20.
They're back there.
Yeah, you can see them in the background.
They used to be up by our barn, but they were terrorizing our family, so we moved them further away.
We're doing this channel. We both love watching YouTube and learning from others. We do a ton of projects. We remodeled the kitchen this year. We should have caught that on video.
That was fun.
But we're going to try this year. The channel's called The King of Things. Obviously, if you're watching this, you're there. But we're starting out with 1 video a week, just whatever we got going on. I think this is just our intro. I think our first video is going to be the raised beds.
We have 2 done already, which we started our garlic in because you're supposed to plant it when it's cold. They're growing nicely.
We're going to have enough garlic for
We're gonna have lots of
35
garlic. Let's
people.
just say that.
Anyway, we have about a 5th acre plot over by the house. We'll show you guys eventually that we've cleared off. We experimented with some buckwheat for bee forage, but we didn't get the seed until late. Anyway,
It grew
That's
okay,
clear.
but we have clay. That's a challenge for us. Is the Oklahoma clay soil.
black clay. It's really fertile,
Yeah.
but it's
Doesn't like to let things grow very well.
yeah, everything's stunted. So we've got some strategies for that this year. Probably the bulk of the growing we'll do is in raised beds. We're gonna have tilled rows, but we're not expecting a lot from it. Our dirt's not terrible. It's just it needs a lot of work and decompaction to make stuff grow right, and it's way easier for us to start in raised beds and I think mix in just material and eventually till it in and get to where we don't we go with a no-till system. But until we get the ground built up and not so solid, we're just gonna have to.
We're gonna kind of experiment with a bunch of stuff and see what will grow easily in the clay and what won't. I mean, of course, there are the things they tell you that can and can't, but we're gonna try anyway just to see what we can get out of it.
And the other thing, the channel is we're gonna try and show you what it really is, not the good parts, not the stuff that's polished, and that's tough for me. I like to polish everything up and deliver it, but if we screw up, we're going to try and show it. Yeah. Have anything else? Or are we just gonna chill here and talk?
We have chickens.
We got 2 new roosters today.
Oh, right. One's name's Henry, and I want to name the other one Frank, but we haven't had family meeting about that yet, so.
Oh, that's
We'll see.
another thing we're gonna try and cover. We have a different dynamic in our household. So it's me and my wife, and my daughter and her boyfriend, my sister-in-law and her boyfriend, and my mother-in-law.
We're all adults.
All adults. And recently, my other daughter lived with us, and her daughter, but her husband, Jake Witt, just got back from Iraq, and they bought a house, so they're out now. So there's 7 of us here
There's
now.
7 now. There were 10 for a while.
But it's a full house. It's a different dynamic. We get along. It'll mostly just be me and Jess probably on the videos, but from time to time you may see others.
You might get a cameo every once in a while.
And cats.
Oh.
Never thought we would have cats, and we have
We have
3. We had 4, all strays. One of them died.
He was the outdoor cat, and when he got sick, he kind of disappeared. So when we found him, it was pretty much, he was too sick. But we tried. But yeah, he ended up dying. And then we have 2 that are ours, technically, and then one that our daughter takes care of mostly. And then we also have 3 dogs. Little dogs, but still
Annoying dogs.
They're all kind of older. We've had all of them they're all at least 10 years old.
Are they?
Yeah, Roscoe is like 10, I think. Chewy, I think, is 13. Booga's about the same age as Roscoe, so.
And
They're becoming senior dogs. It's going to be
Booga is a Chihuahua
Terrier.
Boston Terrier mix. And you'll hear her call Booga,
Doodle.
Doodle, or
Pickles.
Pickles. She's got 3
3
different names, and she comes to all of them. Sweetest dog ever.
Chewy's got one name, and Roscoe has one name. But
Chewy's old. She can't see. She can't hear. She
Mhm.
barks at the wall. She's creepy. She just sit there and stare at nothing.
she's so sweet, though. We have great animals. None of them are a problem.
And from here, if we shoot from this position, so this is on our back porch. We're sitting down off our back porch. The camera's facing the pond. We've raised some ducks. Was it a year before? Yeah, a year before.
2 years ago. Yeah.
That last year, there was 3 of them that ended up making it. Mallard and 2 females. And then last year, one of the females returned and had 11 chicks, and she raised them, and I think
Ducklings.
whatever.
No,
Ducklings.
they're
All right,
ducklings.
ducklings. And I think she ended up getting away with 9 of
9?
them. So we're expecting the fruits of that. So this year, I think we're gonna have a lot more ducks.
We've had a couple visits, but we don't know at this point which ones are babies and which ones are the OG ducks. But there were quite a few in our pond just a couple weeks ago, and so that's exciting that we have a place that they feel like is their return to spot.
Now this place out here is a little crazy. Canadian geese are everywhere. We thought it was cool when we first moved here, but they eat everything, and they don't bother us too much.
No,
We have 7 acres, by the way.
Yeah.
We
Our
have
neighbor behind us.
a horse and a miniature horse that are my daughters. I know nothing about horses. I
No.
don't like horses.
She takes care
I'm
of them.
scared of horses.
Yeah,
but-
he's scared of horses.
But she loves it. And then the chickens. I want to raise pigs, but they absolutely will not let me raise pigs.
Nope.
Because they know what's going to happen to the pigs.
That's the one thing that probably keeps us from being homesteading more than anything is that everybody in the house except him want to avoid the whole butchering and things like that with animals. We're just not there yet. I'm kind of okay with it, but most everybody else in the house is like, no. We have an extreme love for living things of all types, bugs, spiders, like everything. So it's really hard to have something out here
I
that
have
would
a
be
practical,
living that we would take care of and things like that, and then have to go butcher it. So yeah, that's part of it. A thing around the house for me especially is I don't let people kill spiders unless they're the brown recluse, and I think I'm the only one that feels this way really strongly. But when we first moved in, it was infested basically, and I read up, and there's nothing you can really do about it except for allow other spiders to live to compete for food for them. And what was the other thing?
I don't know.
That's basically it. I think was just let other spiders live and then kill the recluse, and then eventually their population will be. And I think it's worked. Honestly, we haven't seen near as many, but we don't kill spiders here.
And that sounds terrifying. They're really poisonous, but
yeah,
they hide. You're more likely to get bit if you stick your finger into them.
Yeah, they don't like to mess
they're not
with
aggressive.
you.
But I've never seen that many spiders, and they're clearing out.
We mostly have Lucas spiders, which is what we call the little fuzzy jumpy ones, and then we have wolf spiders, and then big mamas. What are they called? Zipper spiders? We call them big mamas. I don't know.
I always called them banana spiders.
Yeah.
They're big, black, and yellow, long legs.
But we appreciate what they do for us as far as I don't know, bug control, mosquito control, stuff like that. We don't kill anything except brown recluse.
And gardening style, so we didn't do this on purpose, but we're basically grow everything organic. We use no pesticides. We haven't used fertilizer. It's all compost. We have compost bins working. We don't have enough for this year. We're probably going to have to buy compost.
Mm-hmm.
But we have two. God, how big
They're
are they?
big. They're 6 by 5, probably 6 by 6.
So we're gonna have
By
several cubic
5 feet
yards
tall, maybe?
done. Which the horses, we mix the horses with
Horse
grass
manure.
and the greens to compost over time, but it takes several months. So.
We've got a really good start, basically, but yeah, it takes a few.
And we also started worms last fall. We
Yes.
ordered some red wigglers.
I'm proud of my worms.
We split them once, and that's eventually one thing we're trying to do is have multiple revenue streams. We're both fortunate; we have good jobs, but our whole lives it's been more about career than it has, slowing down and enjoying what you have. And this is, I don't know, the option to be there to retire or to live on your own without working for somebody else is there. And I put together a 12-year plan, and my plan is to retire in 12 years and replace the income that I have now. Or pay stuff off and get to a point where we can't. Why are you laughing?
Because it's going to be nothing. I'm just like, it's scary. It's scary.
It is. And like I said, I have a great job. I can't leave it. But I would like to have the option there. And if something happens, I'm the breadwinner, so
I'm a fan of security.
we'd be in trouble. So yeah, we're trying to balance that out a little bit.
Yeah, and COVID forced it upon us to slow down, but once we did, and the age that we're at, we're in our 40s, so we're not quite at retirement, but it starts to enter your thoughts, and it all just happened all at the same time, basically, and so we kind of ran with it.
Well, let me clarify that. A 12-year plan to part-time build the garden, the bees. There's some other stuff in the works that we'll share. And we're going to document it, and that's going to be our channel, and us being silly. I can't tell you how much joy I get out of finding other small creators that they aren't doing anything extraordinary, but you watch them, you learn, even things that
It's Roscoe.
You'll hear that quite often.
Roscoe's a howler.
Is a howler.
Our Pomeranian, out of all the animals we have, he likes to howl the most.
I think he's got the horses riled up there.
Yeah, the horses are running by. That's Chewy. Now Roscoe will get the other 2 dogs going. This has been our life for the last 10 years. But we love it. It's okay.
So yeah, we've talked about this for 6 months. We've been planning it. We need to start a video. We need to do it. And finally, we just said, we got to do something or we're never going to start. So we know it's unpolished. We know it's not great. It's probably not even worth watching. But it's something, and we're going to try and post a video every Sunday. Or at least once a week. I think Sunday will be the day. But in order to do that, it takes some planning. We have our first video planned, and we have a week to get it to you guys. So, yeah. I got to learn how to stop saying
Yeah.
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 And look at the camera. I noticed that I look away everywhere but the.
I do that too.
It's,
I probably have quite a few dead faces in there too.
But we
mostly
just
when you're talking.
wanted to see what it would be like to try and talk for 10 minutes. And we've done it. We're at what? 15?
Really?
Yeah, we're at 15 minutes. Which 15
Oh, it's
minutes
that way.
of
Oh, wow.
actually at the start, this is terrible. We've rambled on, we've went here, we went there. But
You can edit this, you know.
yeah, I don't think we're going to. I was thinking about, I'm like, we can go, but we probably won't, right? And I think this is going to be the best way to do it is just talk and put it out there, and eventually we'll get better.
We will edit the really, like, if there's something that, don't worry.
But there'll be woodworking projects. There'll be baking projects. One of the things that we've already started doing, and we'll do a video on
I
it,
like baking.
is we do yogurt ourselves. We're going to make our own butter. Right now, we're buying the milk.
Gotta
I would
get a cow.
love to partner up, and I've talked to a friend of mine who might keep the cow. Actually, getting a milk cow and processing that. And
Processing.
so butter and yogurt will be the main things, and fresh milk.
Yeah. And I've discovered a love for baking through all this too. I didn't ever see that as something I would enjoy, but I do.
And that's part of just
Cookies.
eating a little healthier. We're going to make our own bread.
Yeah. We don't really eat a whole lot of bread now, though.
Well, it's because you don't buy the convenient
I'm
99-cent Wonder Bread.
well,
that-
no, we're eating healthier, so
Yeah.
carbs kind of, and if you make your own bread, it doesn't last very long. But anyway,
So we do have this grand plan, and we've kind of we're bringing the synergies in this year, but everything costs money. So one of the things we're really excited about that's still a little ways off is a freeze dryer.
yeah,
And we're going to grow a lot of vegetables, right? And we're going to grow
So
way
many
too many
zucchini.
vegetables this year. Last year we had
dude, we had 4 zucchini plants, and it didn't stop. We had so much zucchini that it was like, I don't want any more, thank you. And they were this big sometimes. If you forget for one day, it goes from here to here.
And that's kind of the catch with vegetables. When everything's growing well, it's a very abundant, but then in the winter you have to deal with it. Well, we plan on selling some this year. Is an experiment. We're growing for ourselves, but we know we're going to have some left over, and we'd like to do some farmers market. We're going to try to sell some seedlings. We're going to try and sell extra vegetables, honey, a lot of products. But with fresh vegetables, you're going to have a lot of waste. And our plan is to donate what's left over to food banks. But also, the freeze dryer will help us in, one, taking an incredible amount that would just go to waste and making it edible, and it lasts for up to 25 years. We're not preppers, but that's a thought that, hey, why not be prepared, especially with COVID, if something happens.
Man, with the grocery
It quickly,
shortage and stuff last year.
even though we never did without.
Yeah, it wasn't ever that bad, but you can see how easily it could be.
If the stores were closed for 3 months, we'd have been in trouble. We'd have been in real trouble. And we just want, the ability to have some, not have a cellar full of
We're not
food because of the end of the
doomsdayers,
world. But
yeah.
if something happens,
And we have tornadoes
a few
here
months
and
worth of
stuff.
food and supplies to get us through to where we know, where things are going.
We have a big family that we have to think about. So, yeah.
So woodworking projects, yeah.
Yeah.
Cooking, we'll be doing a lot of chickens. We love our chickens. My chair's
We love
sinking
our
into the ground. I'm about to
I was
fall.
wondering why you kept leaning towards me. It's like,
So I have a large incubator I built. This is bull shit.
let's try again.
Well, it's like I broke the seal now. It just keeps happening. Also, I lost, I don't know,
80 pounds?
about 80 pounds last year. I've started up
I
my
lost
regime this
15.
year. I'll probably do some videos on that.
Oh.
I want to get down to, so I lost about 85 and then took it kind of easy, and I fluctuated about 10 pounds.
It's a bird.
And I held it. So
You held it.
I mean, I've eaten junk and
He maintained.
I maintained while, being comfortable, and now it's time to lose about another 50. And all of this is coming together. We were talking about synergies earlier, and being more active, the weight's coming off, and the more weight that comes off, the more I want to do. And other people seem to be inspired by it. So there's 3 or 4 people that I'm working with now that it doesn't even make it seem like work. Anyway, so there might be some. Oh, dang it!
You need a piece of wood.
I do.
Oh shit. Are we allowed to say wordy dirts?
Yes.
Oh, okay.
I don't know.
We cuss a little.
Well, that could be.
We're like that woman on Ellen. We love Jesus, but we cuss a little.
I cuss a lot.
Well, actually, we all do. But, I'm saying for the video's sake.
So there will be some silliness in it, but it's entertaining for us. I hope it's entertaining for you guys.
We'll see.
Yeah, I've started saying what we're doing for like 10 times, and I keep falling over. Anyway, woodworking projects, raised beds be the start one. Cookies, baking, our chickens. Oh, the incubator. So I built an incubator out of an old refrigerator.
He's the genius.
So we'll be raising chickens, and then when it gets a little, we're not too far off, but then bees, queen bees.
Queen bee.
Zzz, zzz,
That's
zzz.
what I meant. What do you call it? Rearing. Queen bee rearing. Is it rearing the word they
Yeah.
use? Yeah.
So bees are an infatuation of ours. We started last year,
That's what started the whole thing.
and there's so much to learn about
We
bees.
love bees.
And yeah, I think my interests are a little different. I want to build hives and sell propolis envelope hives, make a little bit of money, but I plan on doing that for myself, and doing the different products: propolis, pollen, and of course honey, and maybe selling
Everything
some
except the honey, mostly.
for
For this one right here.
I love eating the honey, but the interesting stuff for me about bees is the husbandry and the propolis, the pollen. Yeah.
I like the honey mostly. And I just like bees themselves. It's fascinating creatures.
We also have had built a fabricated wax dipping tank.
Oh, yeah.
So I'll probably do videos on that and offer the service locally.
We're going to have to split this video up. Part 1 and part 10.
Part 1 and part 10.
Well, that's how long it's going to be.
Well, it's only 23 minutes. I think
That's
we
a
should
long...
just stick it up there and let people laugh at us. I mean,
Okay.
my wife is also a huge BTS fan, so I'm sure
I have a tattoo and everything, but I'm not going to show you now because I'm cold.
be some shenanigans about that.
Yeah.
Yeah. Our cats. Oh, so yeah, you don't care about that story. Anyway, guys, I think we're gonna close it off for now because we're just rambling. But we got started.
Oh,
You're supposed to stick your
stop.
thumb up there.
No, we're
What
not
could be our
doing
thing,
that.
right?
That's
The
not
king of
cool.
things, right? So, why are you looking at me like that?
Do case. Just kidding. I think.
Bye.